Welcome back to the ESPYs, presented by Capital One.
Welcome back to the ESPYs.
All-Star Russell Westbrook.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Why is he
I may be
dressed like
biased,
that?
But I don't think there's anything cooler in a basketball game to get a triple-double. Like I said, I may be biased though, but that's just me. But seriously, there's no better way to leave a proof on the stat sheet that you dominated a game. That you did more than a little bit of everything, that no one can find a way to stop you. Oscar Robertson will always be the triple-double OG. Yeah, give it up, big up. The first player to average one for a season, he was also an MVP and NBA champion. But the reason I'm here today is to tell you about the Big O tonight is something a little different. A different way he changed the game for us. Today, they call the NBA a Players League, and that's because of Oscar. His conviction, his composure, and his courage.
The Big O, Oscar Robertson, considered by many to be the best basketball player ever to step on the hardwood.
When you're a legend, you don't have to be seen, you can be heard.
The triple-double king, people just, it never had been seen before. It was definitely a phenomenon.
Oscar Robertson slipping through for another two.
The players recognize the unfairness of a system of professional basketball, which allows them to negotiate with only one team.
He was also a leader off the floor in terms of fighting for the rights of players.
You think you're worth more than the 100,000 you're getting?
To be honest with Frank, I think so.
He knew it was going to come at great risk to his own career.
I think it's terribly wrong for anyone to limit anyone's ability to earn more money.
If you don't know who Oscar Robertson is,
The Lakers backed up and
Take
raced.
my talents to South Beach.
Golden State for Kevin Durant. Kawhi Leonard to play for the Clippers.
he is the father of free agency.
The Big O. Robertson in control. He must have 4 or 5 eyes.
I was called a Big O.
Found the Big O. Scored.
Big O. It's obvious. I was averaging 35 points a game.
Split second is all he needs. And he's got it.
That made me big, man.
By 1970, Oscar Robertson had been one of the NBA's biggest superstars for 10 years. And at the age of 31, was still one of the league's top scorers and passers. But in terms of his impact on generations to come, his legacy was just taking shape. Owing to his growing frustration with the power balance between the NBA and its players, with the teams holding all the control.
The team had perpetual rights on a player. Whether you had a contract with them or not, they could keep you from playing. One case involved Will Chamberlain, who left the Lakers. He wanted to go down and play in San Diego. They kept him from playing for a year, and we felt that was wrong too.
In April 1970, as the NBA and ABA were preparing to merge after years of feuding, Robertson saw his opening to seize more power and leverage for the players, and filed a class action antitrust suit against the NBA.
I speak here today on behalf of the players in the National Basketball Association. Our opposition to the proposed merger is total.
We wanted to keep the leagues apart. We wanted to make sure if a player was in the NBA, he could make money in the ABA, he'd be able to go there and play, and vice versa. That's what it's all about.
He was fighting the then owners in the league, but he believed that that was the right way to proceed. He thought the current system was inequitable.
I'm sure he was not popular to the NBA
A
owners.
Shaq. Ooh, the tall dude.
I had gotten to the point where I didn't care what they said about me because they said a lot of things that I was incorrigible and I was mad at everybody. But you know, you get to that point, you know, you tell them what you feel.
As the lawsuit dragged on, the league did everything it could to win in court, including disparaging not just Robertson's kids, but his name.
Because when you get involved with talking in closed terms where there are no cameras and whatnot, a lot of things are said, especially owners who are very, very rich individuals. They thought they could say anything to you. I had been harassed, ostracized by the NBA, by the sports writers, by television.
Imagine Imagine a guy that's getting paid okay money from an organization. You turn around and sue that organization. The organization has the power enough to, he's a troublemaker.
This will be my 12th year in professional basketball, and I've seen some of the ills that were brought on the ball players when I first started playing basketball.
We had to get things accomplished. We had meetings all the time, in and out of course, talking to the attorneys and whatnot, playing games. I had a family myself. There was no time for crying at all.
The struggle would go on for 6 years. In 1976, 2 years after Oscar retired, the league finally settled the case.
The judge realized that it had been going on so long that a lot of politicians got involved in this. It became a political nightmare. We had right on our side.
Free agency had at last reached the NBA. Players had their freedom and would now get their fair share. Oscar Robertson had transformed the game forever.
And from that point on, it became a changed league, to be honest.
In case you haven't figured it out yet, I'm signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm glad I'm here, man. Like I said, I'm excited and I'm just ready to play ball.
They became like rock stars, big-time rock stars. Everybody wanted to see them wherever they were.
LeBron James is going back to Cleveland.
We see how important that is, the freedom that we have in our league once you fulfill a contract to be able to go out and be a free agent and be able to go other places.
There wouldn't be any $70 million basketball players at 50 or 40. The average salary would not be $10 million if it had not been for the Oscar Robertson rule.
What free agency has done to the landscape of the league competitively is giving the player more control. It all started with one man, Oscar Robertson.
Please get on your feet and welcome the recipient of the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage, the Big O, Oscar Robertson.
Thank you very much for this wonderful introduction. I'm truly honored to be this year's recipient of the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage. Much of who I am today is shaped by growing up in Indiana. There you were taught about fairness, perseverance, humility, and respect. While I reached the highest levels on the court, ultimately, the lasting achievement that captures my legacy was what I accomplished as president of the NBA Players Association. The NBA was the first sport to have an organized Players Association. I became the first African-American president of any national sports or entertainment labor union. But I knew there was work to do. There was a desperate need for players to have more career security, improved working conditions, and other accommodations. In life, it's important to be persistent, or I have been called stubborn. Stubborn about what you believe in. It is important to do the right thing, help others, even if it comes at great personal sacrifice. As the mission began, I believed it was important to get all of my teammates involved in the game, just as it is on the court. Despite the threats from team owners, general managers, some NBA executives, my teammates in the Players Association and I had the courage to fight for what is right. I testified before Congress, spoke out against the league, sacrificed an immediate future with professional team and in broadcasting after retirement. Now I'm asking occasions, would I have followed the same path if I had the chance to do it again? My answer is always yes. Because I saw our 6-year legal battle as a question of fundamental economic rights in order to be seen and treated as partners with the NBA owners. But only through mutual respect can you transform an institution for the betterment of all involved. The values I mentioned described in my childhood fueled my path. As I challenged norms that didn't benefit people and sacrificed personal gain, I realize that helping others and looking out for more than just yourself improves whatever community of which you are a part. I accept the Arthur Ashe Award for courage, humbled by the many past recipients and the choices to demand fairness and persevere through adversity. Thank you for this honor.